How you doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel and another video. We're gonna have an introspective moment of silence for the 2 video files that got corrupted. May they never be forgotten. But anyway, on a more positive note, I finished 2 of my largest projects yet. I'm gonna put them up on the screen so you can look at them. One of them was a multi-cup flip cup using the colors that the friend of mine wanted as part of the palette, and the other one is a swipe using those same colors. They're both 24 by 36 inch canvases. They were a whole lot of fun to make, but for some reason the SD card up in this camera right here was not wanting to cooperate. So every time I would record it, it would cut out big huge sections, or the files would just not be readable. So now I'm going back to some smaller canvases for a little bit because they're much quicker to paint on, and I'm hoping that these files don't get corrupted as well. So today we're going to be doing a swipe on this canvas right here. We're going to be using Liquitex Basics Cobalt Blue, Artist Loft Cerulean Blue, the Molten Metallics, this is their Pregari Silver, Artist Loft Deep Red. Correction, this is Liquitex Basics Cadmium Red Medium Hue. This is the Artist Loft Deep Red. And then again, the Molten Metallics Red Gold. Just because I really like the way those go in there. And I've also seen a lot of people using some plastics to do their swipes. So I'm going to try to do that today using some lamination paper that I got from Walmart. I don't know what everybody else has been using, but all of their plastics, they seem like they're less flimsy. They have a little bit more of a firmness to them, but I'm going to try these. We'll see if they work. Hopefully they will. And this is just a Liquitex Basics Black that I'm going to use as, it's going to be the base coat and the swipe color. Alright, so I've diluted my paints down to 1 part paint, 2 parts Floetrol. I haven't added any silicone to any of the paints yet. I almost think I'm going to do a test where I don't add any silicone to these for the swipes and see if the Floetrol is enough to make some cells come out. So we're going to get started right now. So I'm going to put my base coat down. So I can be certain that the silicone doesn't stick to the canvas. And when it does, that means it just repels the paint away from the surface of the canvas. So yeah, I did those 2 paintings today actually, and was very disappointed when I got back to the computer to try to upload them onto my computer, pulled them off the memory card, to find out that they were all corrupted. So I troubleshot it a little bit and figured out that it may, I mean more than likely it was the SD card. So I went out and replaced the SD card, I formatted it, so hopefully that was the issue. And it'll be recording normal again. I'm hoping. Because it was terrible. Those videos, they were fun. A lot of mistakes were made for sure. Happy little accidents. But I still have 1 more canvas to do. So hopefully if the card actually cooperates and starts actually recording properly, I can do a long video on my 3rd canvas. Yeah. Alright. And I'm going to try to do with this one what I did with my larger canvas, and it's kind of staggered, graduated swipes. I did them individually one at a time instead of doing one long continuous line. Now that I have my base coat down, I'm going to start layering the colors onto the canvas. So I'm going to try to keep the hot colors going down, cold colors going up. I might at some point flip. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how I'm feeling, I guess. Some red. That's the cadmium red. This is the deep red. And then the red gold will be pulled over top of all of it. Then we have the dark blue. The cerulean blue. And the silver that we can drag across the top of that one. Whoops, dripped a little bit of silver in the red gold. Alright, so now here's to hoping that we get cells with just Floetrol. Never done it before without silicone. This will be the first painting I've actually done where I tried no silicone at all. Got my paper towels handy. Got this little plastic swipe deal. And here we go. Very small, if any, cells at all popped up on that one. And now we'll go the other direction. Oops. So, not seeing much cell action at all. Not even a little, really. I mean, there are very, very, very small cells in there. So we're gonna continue. We'll continue with it. I'm gonna alternate now, and I'll make red go up, blue down below, and it'll be a very narrow swipe, so use that thin piece. One thing I've noticed working with these metallics is that you really, I mean, as you can kind of see, a little goes a long way. I didn't have a big stripe of that silver, and it really is prominent. Bit of black. My little narrow one. Just don't know, y'all. Not particularly caring for it. But I mean, I'm giving it a chance. I'm gonna continue this out until we're finished. See if we can torch it and make it come to life. Kind of thinking I don't even really need a swipe color because I don't need to really add another ribbon for the swipe because the base coat is the exact same as the swipe color. So I could just use the line that's already there. But I'm giving it a chance. We're seeing what we see. Yeah. Not particularly liking this, guys. Unfortunately. Well, let me try hitting it with the torch and see if that makes any difference at all. But it might not. Unfortunately, y'all, I don't think this is gonna work for me. So I'm going to end up probably scraping this. Let me add a little bit of silicone to these colors now. The only problem I have with the silicone is it's such a pain to clean off the paintings. That's like my only objection to it, really. And I mean, I got some cells, but it's nothing compared to what I get when I use this silicone. So I'm gonna get my scraper and start over. Alright, so let's just go through, get all this paint off the canvas. Alright. It's all part of the deal, guys. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You're never guaranteed that it's gonna work. Unfortunately. Sometimes you have the idea, in your head, and sometimes it just stays there. It doesn't actually come to life on the canvas for you. So there's no harm in scraping the painting and starting over. Doesn't hurt anything. You use a little bit of paint, you can lose a little bit, but you're never stuck. You know what I'm saying? You're never trapped using something that you're not happy with. You always have an option. It's a great thing about this medium. Alright, so now that's my swipe color. Some silicone in there. And now I am going to do a straight line. Since I've already used so much paint trying to get this right, we'll go back to a familiar style that I feel will give me the result that I'm looking for. So I added silicone to all the cups, but one thing I didn't do yet is mix them up. We're also going to go back to my paper towel instead of the little plastic pieces, because the plastic pieces, I feel like sometimes there's little bends in them and creases, and it just didn't make a good contact with it. That's why I'm curious as to what some of these other YouTube painters use for that specifically. So I've tried sheet protectors, the document protectors and whatnot, and it's worked to a degree, but never as good as I want it to. Alright, so now we have silicone in our cups. I'm going to do just a small ribbon of this hot red color. And I'm going to bring it across lower too. You want to always try to let it run over the sides slightly. That way you kind of minimize the need to tilt it later. If I don't have to tilt it, I'd rather not. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes there's so much paint on the canvas you kind of have to. But sometimes you don't have to. And not having to tilt it is ideal. Making the smallest ribbon of this metallic color. So a little bit of this really goes a long way. And then to switch it up, I'm going to put a little bit of this cerulean blue in the middle of the hot colors. Just a small line. Kind of give it that contrast. Now the cold colors, I'll do the same thing with the deep red color up top. So right now we got our blues. Cerulean blue now. Alright, and this silver. Spread the colors just a little. You don't need to spread them very much. Alright, now this black has silicone in it now, so should swipe very nicely. Alright, let's go and let's do this. So I'm gonna take my paper towel, get the edge of it wet. I'm gonna lay this in the black. Make sure it's making contact with the whole thing. And slow. Slowly drag it across. Now I turn it around, and grab one more paper towel. Again, wet the edge. Make sure it's on the canvas, fully contacting it. Much more better. Now I wonder if I can adjust this just slightly. Stretch it towards the center maybe a little. Collapse that dark black. Yeah, that's a lot better. Now I'm gonna bring you guys in for a close-up at this thing. This thing's looking nice.